Project Management Course 2, Project Initiation Terms and Definitions. Adoption refers to how the customer uses and adapts a product or service without any issues. Asana, a work management platform that helps teams plan and coordinate their work, useful for building project plans, assigning tasks, automating workflows, tracking progress, and communicating with stakeholders. B-Benchmark, a point of reference. Benefits, expected gains of a project. Budget, an estimate of the amount of money a project will cost to complete. Business case, the reason for initiating a project. C. Collaboration tools, tools used to quickly and efficiently check in with team members on questions, comments, and other topics related to a project. Conditional formatting, a feature that adds automatic color coding to cells in a spreadsheet. Cost-benefit analysis, the process of adding up the expected value of a project to the benefits and comparing them to the dollar costs. Customers, the people who will get some value from a successfully landed project. D. Data validation, a feature that adds drop-down lists to cells in a spreadsheet. Deliverable, a tangible outcome from a project, what gets produced or presented at the end of a task, event, or process. Docs, a digital word processing application. E-engagement, refers to how often or meaningful customer interaction and participation is over time. F. Function, a feature that generates formulas which can be used to manipulate data and perform calculations in a spreadsheet. G. Gantt chart, a horizontal bar chart that illustrates a project's tasks, with clear breakdowns of who's responsible for the work and when those tasks are due. H. Header, the top cell or cells in a column in a spreadsheet. I. Influence, measures how much power a stakeholder has and how much the stakeholder's actions affect the project outcome. Initiation, the first phase within the project life cycle, followed by planning, executing, and closing. In scope, tasks that are included in the project plan and contribute to the project's goal. Intangible benefits, gains that are not measurable or quantifiable, such as customer or employee satisfaction or brand recognition. Intangible costs, a cost that cannot easily be quantified, such as loss of employee morale or brand damage. Interest, refers to how much the needs of the stakeholder will be affected by project outcomes. Key results, the part of an OKR that describes measurable outcomes that objectively define when the objective has been met. Key stakeholders, the people with the highest amount of influence on and interest in a project, also called key players. Land, to measure the success of a project using the success criteria established at the outset of the project. Launch, to deliver the final result of a project to the client or user. Materials, items needed to help get the project done. Metrics, data used to measure something, like numbers or figures. Objective, the part of an OKR that defines what needs to be achieved and describes a desired outcome. Objectives and key results, OKRs, a combination of a goal and a metric to determine a measurable outcome. Out of scope, tasks that are not included in the project plan and don't contribute to the project's goal. Pivot table, a basic analysis tool used to summarize data and show the relationships between data points, making it easier to understand the information contained in a spreadsheet. Power grid, a 2x2 grid used for conducting a stakeholder analysis, shows stakeholder interest in the project versus their influence over the project. Primary stakeholders, people who will benefit directly from a project's success. Productivity tools, tools used to manage project tasks, including word processing software, spreadsheets, and presentations. Project charter, a document that clearly defines the key details of a project. Project goal, the desired outcome of a project. Project manager, the person who plans, organizes, and oversees the whole project. Project proposal, documentation written at the beginning of a project, kicks off the initiation phase by influencing and persuading the company to move forward with the project. Project sponsor, the person who's accountable for the project and who ensures the project delivers the agreed upon business benefits. RASI chart, a visual that helps to define roles and responsibilities for individuals or teams to ensure work gets done efficiently. Lists who is responsible, accountable, consulted, and informed for project tasks. Return on investment, ROI, a metric used to calculate the return on an investment relative to its cost. Resources, the budget, people, materials, and other items needed for a project. Scheduling and work management software, Tools used for assigning tasks to multiple teammates and for tracking and visualizing progress, most useful for bigger projects with a larger number of tasks and a bigger team of people to manage. Scope, the boundaries of a project and agreed upon understanding as to what is included or excluded from a project. Scope creep, changes, growth, and uncontrolled factors that affect a project's scope at any point after the project begins. Scope management, understanding and negotiating how changes will be evaluated, accepted, and performed. Silo, a situation in which the knowledge and responsibility for a task falls on one person. Secondary stakeholders, people who are indirectly impacted by a project's success. Slides, Google's digital presentation application. SMART goals, a method to evaluate goals, states that goals should be specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound. Spreadsheet, a tool used for organizing, transforming, visualizing, and manipulating information useful for a wide range of tasks, such as creating timelines, building charts, managing budgets, and tracking tasks. Stakes, the important parts of a business, situation, or project that might be at risk if something goes wrong. Stakeholders, anyone involved in the project who has a vested interest in the project's success. Stakeholder analysis, a visual representation of all the stakeholders that illustrates which stakeholders are taking on which responsibilities, also called stakeholder mapping. Stakeholder buy-in, the process of involving stakeholders in decision-making to hopefully reach a broader consensus on the organization's future. Steering committee, the most senior decision-making body on any project. They have the authority to make changes to the budget and approve updates to the timeline or scope. Success criteria, the standards that measure how successful a project was in reaching its goals. Team members, the people doing the day-to-day work and are making the project happen. Tools, aids that make it easier for a project manager or team to manage resources and organize work. Triple constraint, the combination of the three most significant restrictions of any project: scope, time, and cost. Importance of defining project scope. Scenario, developing a new high-performance engine. Project scope, Larry Jeffers Race Cars is tasked with developing a new high-performance engine prototype for an upcoming racing series. In-scope elements, engine design, performance testing, dyno tuning, and prototype fabrication. Out-of-scope elements, full-scale production, marketing strategy, and distribution logistics. Numerical metrics, timeline, project duration of 6 months. Budget, allocated $200,000 for research, development, and testing phases. Deliverables, prototype engine capable of achieving 3,000 plus horsepower output. Success criteria, engine reliability tested under extreme conditions with minimal performance degradation. Schedule metrics, actual schedule performance, ASP, achieve 95% adherence to planned milestones. Cost metrics, actual cost performance, ACP, maintain within 5% of the budgeted amount. Setting clear project goals and identifying deliverables. Scenario, introducing lightweight chassis components. Project goals, to enhance race car performance by reducing overall weight through the introduction of lightweight chassis components. Deliverables, new chassis components designed and tested for durability and weight reduction. Numerical metrics, performance improvement, target weight reduction of 15% compared to existing chassis. Testing milestones, complete wind tunnel testing within 3 months. Budget, $200,000 allocated for design, testing, and initial production run. Value metrics, earned value, F, achieve 60% of planned work completed within the allocated budget. Establishing early success criteria for measuring project success. Scenario, upgrading suspension systems. Success criteria, performance metrics, increase launch stability and traction by 15% compared to current benchmarks. Customer satisfaction, achieve 90% positive feedback from test drivers and racing teams. Timeline, complete suspension upgrade testing and validation within 4 months. Customer satisfaction metrics, customer satisfaction surveys, achieve an average rating of 4.5 out of 5. Defining project roles and responsibilities. Scenario, launching a new racing series. Participation. Project roles, project manager, oversees overall project execution, including timeline adherence and budget management. Engineering team, responsible for car modifications, performance tuning, and compliance with race regulations. Marketing team, handles promotional activities and sponsor engagements. Employee satisfaction metrics, employee satisfaction score, maintain a score of 85 or higher throughout the project. Creating stakeholder analyses to guide communication strategies. Scenario: partnering with a new sponsor. Stakeholder analysis: identify key stakeholders including sponsors, race organizers, and media partners. Communication strategy: regular updates on project progress, sponsorship benefits, and promotional opportunities. Engagement plan: quarterly meetings with sponsors to review ROI and ensure alignment with sponsorship goals. Customer satisfaction metrics: customer satisfaction surveys achieve an average rating of 4 out of 5 from sponsors. Implementing RASI charts for tracking team accountability. Scenario: overhauling race car electronics. RASI chart implementation: responsible engineering team for system design and integration. Accountable project manager for overall project success and stakeholder communication. Consulted technical consultants for expertise in advanced electronics. Informed marketing team for updates on new features and performance improvements. Budget metrics: budget variance: maintain variance within ±7% of the planned budget. Final steps of initiation phase. Scenario: preparing for a major racing event. Identifying and allocating project resources, human resources, dedicated team of 15 technicians and engineers with expertise in engine tuning and chassis dynamics. Financial resources: budget allocation of $300,000 for event preparation, including logistics and equipment. Creating comprehensive project documentation: project charter, document detailing project objectives, scope, deliverables, and resource allocation. Budget proposal: itemized breakdown of expenses and cost estimates for approval. Budget metrics: line items, gross revenues, and net sales, track against projections to ensure financial health. Selecting appropriate tools to support project management tasks. Scenario: implementing a new ERP system. Tools utilization: basic tools, email for regular communication and updates. Advanced tools: implement Asana for task management, Jira for agile development, and Smartsheet for resource planning and tracking. Productivity metrics: measure efficiency gains through ERP implementation, target 20% increase in task completion speed. These scenarios now include fictional numerical metrics, providing detailed insights into how Larry Jeffers race cars can effectively manage projects through precise scope definition, goal setting, stakeholder engagement, team accountability, resource allocation, and tool utilization. Project Charter, Feathered Fury Drag Series Project Overview. Project Title: Feathered Fury Drag Series. Project Manager: Jane Dove. Project Sponsor: Team Hampshire Race Cars. Date: July 1, 2024, October 31, 2024. Objectives: organize a series of 5 competitive drag racing events under the Feathered Fury Drag Series brand. Ensure efficient operations with a targeted turnaround time between elimination runs of less than 30 minutes to enhance participant and spectator satisfaction. Facilitate effective 2-hour daily test and tune sessions before official racing begins, minimizing delays. Scope: in scope, organizing 5 competitive drag racing events with elimination rounds and test and tune sessions. Implementing track resetting procedures to maintain turnaround times. Establishing a communication plan for real-time updates and incident management. Out of scope, non-racing related entertainment not enhancing the racing experience. Major track maintenance requiring more than 2 hours of downtime at a stretch. Success criteria: maintain an average turnaround time between elimination runs of less than 30 minutes. Achieve a 90% satisfaction rate from participants regarding event efficiency. Ensure at least 80% of test and tune session participants report adequate time allocation for their runs. Metrics: schedule metrics, ASP, actual schedule performance, ASP, target of 95%, achieved ASP, 92%. Cost metrics, ACP, actual cost performance, ACP, target budget $500,000, achieved ACP, $480,000. Value metrics, F, earned value, F, target $450,000, achieved F, $440,000. Customer satisfaction metrics, 92% satisfaction rate from participant surveys. Employee satisfaction metrics, employee satisfaction score of 85%. Budget metrics, budget variance within 5% of allocated budget. Stakeholders: key stakeholders, racers and racing team, spectators and fans, event sponsors and partners, venue management and staff. Project team roles and responsibilities: project manager, Jane Dove, overall project oversight and coordination. Operations team, track management, timing officials, and safety personnel. Communications team, event announcements, schedules, and incident management. Technical team, equipment maintenance and track preparation. Project resources, physical resources, drag racing track facilities at Hampshire Raceway, timing systems and equipment for accurate race management, safety barriers and equipment for participant and spectators safety, human resources, 30 event staff and volunteers for on-ground support, 5 technical experts for track maintenance and adjustments, project documentation, event schedules outlining race timings and sessions, track reset protocols detailing procedures between rounds, incident response plans for handling emergencies and disruptions, tools and technology, timing software for precise race timing and results, communication systems, radios, PAR systems, for effective team coordination, incident tracking and reporting tools to manage and document incidents. Approval. This project charter is approved by Team Hampshire Race Cars. Date of approval, June 15, 2024. Next steps: kick-off meeting with project team to assign roles and discuss initial planning. Detailed planning of the first event, including scheduling, resource allocation, and contingency plans. This project charter outlines the framework for managing the Feathered Fury Drag Series, emphasizing efficient operations, clear communication, and stakeholder satisfaction throughout competitive drag racing events hosted by Team Hampshire Race Cars.